Once again, welcome to the number one station in the nation, GMAP Broadcast Network, GMAP1.com. Yours truly, Pastor Kevin here, doing what I love because I simply love what I am doing. And I told you, I promised you, I made I just made it available for your convenience, and I wanted you to anticipate that one of the GMAP Broadcast Network featured authors is here. I call him Mr. Jan because I don't want to mess up his last name. But how you doing, sir? Good afternoon.
I'm doing fine. How are you, Pastor Kevin?
Oh, please. I always tell people, if you have to ask me, I must be slipping. I am doing what they call fantabulous. And I tell you,
you say you're doing what you love. Well, that's why I write. I have to write. That's what gives me purpose.
Oh, wow. And that's so amazing that you said that, because when you do what you love, it's not work.
That's exactly right.
A lot of people sometimes have a little trouble understanding that. But all right, wait. Let me rewind the tape and press play. First and foremost, let me take time out to welcome you to the GMAP Broadcast Network, and thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for accepting the opportunity and the invitation to be a part of our broadcast network family. Do me the kind favor, come on board, step up to the plate, speak loud, speak clear, introduce yourself, tell us who you are, tell us where you're from. Who is Mr. Jan?
Hi, my name is Jan Notzon, and you can pronounce that all you care to. I am originally from Laredo, Texas, on the Mexican border. That's where I grew up. And that experience influences my writing. Well, it influences my whole life, of course, as upbringing tends to do to all of us. And that's what I pull my stories from, not just there, but I guess, that atmosphere that I came from, even when I'm writing like my novel, Suffer Not the Mole People, which is about my father's family's immigration from Poland to the United States in the 19th century. That sensibility of the desert, it's not, desert, kind of, and it pervades my latest, To Sing Like a Mockingbird. People always say that, the atmosphere is a character in itself. That's what a lot of the reviewers say.
Okay. Well, I initially heard you mention the fact that you love writing and being in that atmosphere, and you have so many great publications. I just can't wait to begin to show some of the people the publications that's available to them. But before I do that, I did hear you also mention Sing Like a Mockingbird. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dudes and dudettes, if that's one too. I want you to stop by GMAP Broadcast Network, GMAP1.com, click on the tab that is simply titled Featured Authors. When you do so, you'll see a copy of the publication I'm currently showing you on our screen, To Sing Like a Mockingbird. To Sing Like a Mockingbird is placed in that area. We want you to click on that cover. It will take you to the necessary location to find out more intimate information and details about the author, as well as the publications. Now, before we get deep, Mr. Jen, I want to rewind the tape a little bit. I want to find out how it all began for you. How did you initially realize, this is what I love doing. Let me dive into writing and becoming one of the world's best authors, because I'm giving you the credibility. I don't care what you say. I'm giving it to you. All right. So how did it all begin for you? How did you realize, hey, I want to be an author and I need to start this journey right here and right now? How did it all start for you?
Well, I have to tell you that if I ever write my autobiography, the title is going to be Better Late Than Never.
I know that's right. Man, I love it. I love it. Go ahead, continue.
That is the story of my life. I went to New York City to be an actor, and I pursued that, pounded the pavement, and got all the calls hung up on me from agents and casting directors.
Wait. You know I'm going somewhere with this one. Wait.
I do.
You know you have that actor ability. You have that. Is it even necessary? You have that actor face. You know, you look like you should be in like a Law and Order or something. You know, I don't know, but you have. I mean, I don't know if I should say this on the radio, but I've seen some ugly people on TV. So, but you have that actor ability. Is it any reason some of these individuals were telling you no?
Oh gosh, because they hear from actors. This is what I came to understand. They hear from actors all day, every day, and they get tired. And I understand. Came to understand that.
Right. Well, what are they supposed to do? I mean, they do realize that they're in the business of generating, producing, and providing opportunity for up and coming new actors. I don't know. I mean, it always amazes me how you're in the business to provide a service, but you can't stand the service that you're providing.
Well, there's a little more to it than that.
Okay.
I have to say that, well, first of all, at any given time, there is among the acting profession 85 to 90% unemployment. There are a lot of hungry actors. Everybody wants to be an actor. Everybody wants to be a writer. That's the problem. And they're in the business to make money. Everybody is. Everybody wants to make money. I don't know anyone who has, when offered a raise, said, "No, I make enough money. I don't want any."
Oh yeah. Well, if you don't want to accept it, I'll give you my name, address, social security number. You can give it to me. Now, I want to get back on track here and say, I want to rewind the tape a little bit and say, let's get back to how it all began for you. I mean, how did you realize, Mr. Jen, hey, it's time to begin? Since my acting career was denied, why don't I go ahead and dive into writing my own, scripts or becoming an author? Let's start from the beginning. How did that come about for you?
Okay, I will do that. The problem with acting is that it's hit or miss. You have the opportunity, you are in a play, maybe you're lucky enough that it takes on a life of its own. That's the high from acting, when a scene takes on a life of its own and you're just gliding along, and every moment is genuine and real and everything. But then it's over, and what do you do until the next project comes along?
Right.
Well, writing plays. I started out writing plays. I just, my acting teacher in New York, Stephen Strimpel, besides teaching me the craft, taught me what makes a scene really dramatic, how theatrics actually works. And so I started, writing reading plays, and then said, well, how do you start a play? I went to Eugene O'Neill, to Arthur Miller, to Tennessee Williams, and that started me on there. Then I wrote a play for voices. I was a member of a really wonderful project called Actors Seen Unseen, and it was the old radio drama, but online, right?
Right.
So I wrote a play for voices. I never got to do it, but I had all of the dialogue there, and I said, all this needs is narrative to be a novel. And
Right.
so I wrote The Dogs Barking. That was my first.
Right.
That was in 2003. Now, I had written a play which had the pretentious title of Eli Eli lama sabachthani, which is what Christ cross.
Okay, yeah. I understood every word you said right then.
No, there you go. Well, that makes sense. But yeah, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? And it's about a young Appalachian woman and her little sister that she raised from birth, and she has lost her faith.
Right.
And she has been at a hospice waiting for her mother to die, and seeing her mother just despair and lose all hope. And it caused her to lose all hope. And when she comes back, her faith is, demolished.
Right.
And the faith is what glued her relationship with her younger sister together.
Okay.
And so that creates a tremendous conflict. And that was very successful. It was produced off Broadway in New York a couple of times.
Wow.
And what they missed was the fact that relationship is so intense that's where the anger comes from. I need you to be the person who was taught me that faith was everything. And Mandy McDaniel says to her little sister, I need you to understand my loss of faith and love me anyway.
Wow. I want you to know something.
Uh-huh.
While you were talking just then, I was hit with something hard. And I don't even know if I should be saying this publicly on the air. But you and I mean, people see it every day on TV and don't even realize what they're seeing. And that is, you and I are going to come together and we are going to exclusively present. Now, there's a reason I'm saying this. We're going to exclusively present the very first of its kind. This is before we get too old to do it. We're going to start presenting, you know how people have books and then step 2 is audio books?
Oh, yeah.
Well, you and I are going to take it to step 3. And there's a line there. People are wondering a box there. People are wondering what step 3 is.
I am too.
We're going to present what we call a video book.
Okay.
Look at the concept. I know somebody's out there listening right now, and they're probably writing all this down, but that's okay because we know where it started, so it's ours.
You go.
Any reproduce any copyright that you hear from this program, whether it be audio, video, or anything, if it's found in your possession, okay, all right. So that was my disclaimer. We're going to produce and provide what we call a video book. Now, look at this concept, Jan. If we the reason I thought of it came to me because you went somewhere to be an actor. You ended up being an author. So why don't you not depend on the companies that really close the door in your face and provide your own journey? So, excuse me, we're going to take the book. We're going to present the book in a form where you read it, you open it, you know, you're there, you're sitting on the couch or standing up, what have you. You're going to begin reading. And throughout the book, Jan, throughout each publication, you're going to have an acted out scene of what's taking place as you're reading that publication. You know, there could be a favorite scene in there. And instead of reading it, you're going to read it in the background, but you're going to act it out. It's going to be it's going to be a scene.
Yeah.
And I don't. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. And it came to me because I look at so many authors that they're doing the exact same thing everyone else is doing. What's going to make me buy their book versus yours? Why should I go out and that person over there is my friend, and I want to support him with my $25, purchase or book or whatever. But what's going to separate you from the rest? And I think that's where people came in with audiobooks. So why don't we start reading our books? And why don't we read them? So that's like a level up. But imagine, Jan, coming out with the very first of its kind, a video book. Wow.
Pastor Kevin, I think that's brilliant.
And it just came to me as you were talking about, and what really brought it about was you got the door closed in your face so often that it made you go in a different direction. When if being an author and acting is your passion, then you have to find a way to do it.
Yeah.
And I can't do this dependent on somebody else. That's how I got into radio.
Okay.
I mean, it just happened. Getting back, I tell you, man, we can talk for about 2 hours if you let us. But, I mean, man, we'll talk later about that. We know somebody's probably recording this or writing that down, but that's okay. Me and Mr. Jan, we got this. We already got it covered. We're going to partner up, and we're going to come out with the very first exclusive video book ever presented. I mean, you know what? But people see it every day, and they don't realize it. Watch TV. They do it every day.
Yep. Every
day, but they're not calling anything a video book. What's a video book? How many authors and it doesn't matter whether you're doing it for you know what they do? They put pictures in their books. Well, how about if I could watch your book? Man, this is amazing. Yeah. All right, so as your journey continued, Mr. Jan, and you begin writing. What was your very first book release?
The Dog's Barking. It has an ellipsis there. The Dog's ... barking.
I got a copy of that book right here. I'm going to show the people what it is. The Dogs. Yeah, I got a copy of all your stuff, man. I've been doing my stuff. I've been doing my homework with you. I got all your book covers right here. The Dog's Barking. Tell us a little bit about that one.
Okay.
Do you remember?
I can tell. Oh, yes, because it's my life. I can tell you that it's highly autobiographical, but you have to promise not to tell my family.
I promise. What, and And you know what? You got the recording button on, so you can always rewind the tape and press play and say, "See what he said? He promised me," and he went back. You know what, Kevin? You're in trouble. All right, let's continue.
And it concerns a young man. It's what's called in the the pretentious parlance of Bildungsroman, which is the story of a character who develops over time. And this character is a young boy who grows up on the Mexican border in Texas, in a town I called it Luz Oscura, which means dark light, because I like the idea of the opposites there. And he starts out in the very conformist 50s, and it chronicles how nature and nurture combine, or maybe conspire, to instill demons in him that he spends the rest of his life learning to overcome.
And ladies and gentlemen, look at the cover of the dogs barking. You can't forget the dots. You just can't forget the dots. So you got to add that in there. The dogs barking. And look at the cover by itself. Imagine seeing that cover transformed into a video visual, where you're acting out a scene based on that cover right there. Man, this is amazing. I'm loving this. Because I could, for me, Mr. Jen, that's how radio started. It was a visual. And I'm telling you, it's going back. It wouldn't have even came to me if you hadn't told me that you initially set out to be an actor and the doors were closed in your face. And the first thing that came to me was, well, how can we make you an actor without depending on those doors? Wow. You can act out your own scene. Even if it's small scenes throughout the book, it'll be a video book with small scenes. So people not only, because when they listen to an audio book, what are they doing? They're listening to it. Or they're reading it. Or they're watching TV, which a lot of the TV series are based on books. But people are making movies. They're not making video books. Wow. Man, I think we're on to something. Here.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. So you went from the dog, let me make sure I said the dogs ... barking, and it elevated you all the way to Sing Like a Mockingbird. Wow. Let's break that down. What is that one all about?
Oh boy, to sing like a
He said, "Oh boy."
Pastor, I hesitate to say, because I don't want to prejudice people. I want them to tell me what it's about.
Okay. Okay. But you know what? People, I don't know, Mr. Jan, if people are going to pay attention to what I'm pointing out. But look at the cover very closely. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay. Yeah.
And you know why I'm saying that. You personally know why I'm saying that. And I want others to recognize, because that tells a story right there. The cover of your book tells a story. And each cover on each one of your books, and what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to go through each and every one of your books, and I'm going to show them on the screen. So your first book, The Dogs Barking. What was your next publication following that one?
The next was actually my favorite. It turned out to be, uh, and ye shall be as gods.
Ah, I remember seeing that one. And I'm going to go grab the cover to that one right here and right now because that that was kind of interesting to me when I saw that because I I mean, well, never mind, we won't go there. The second one that you wrote behind the dogs I'm telling you, I got to add that dot in there. I'm sorry, those dots. The dogs barking. The one following that one was, and ye shall be as gods. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, I am showing you the covers on the screen so you'll be familiar. Do you want to tell us just a tad bit about that one?
Sure, absolutely. It is about a young man who is trying to rescue his beloved baby sister, who is actually a stepsister, cousin stepsister, from the depths of despair.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And at the same time, his lost love from the prison of Catatonia. She's in an institution uh, for the criminally insane because it appears that she killed her own mother.
Oh,
And
wow.
that story, and I can't explain too much more.
Right, right. Well, of course, I don't want you to. I want you to make. You've already gotten my attention because you look at the cover. I'm back to that cover thing again.
Mhm.
And you look at the two young ladies at the bottom of the cover.
There you go.
You know, and I heard it say things that make you go, hmm. And that's what's happening to me right now. It's something that's making me go, hmm. Now,
Well, that's
when you,
music to my ears.
I know that, and you know what? That's why she's playing that violin at the bottom. I'm telling you, I see it. I see it. Now, when you elevated from "and ye shall be as gods," what was the next publication on your list?
The id paradox.
Okay, I remember that one too. And immediately, you know what? I is that one of your favorites?
The id paradox is the most popular one I wrote because it has a ton of action in it.
Really?
It has a trip down the Rio Grande River in the Big Bend National Park with huge canyons on either side and a mishap where they lose everything and they are coming close to death because nobody else goes out in June in Texas.
Now, it's confusing me because give me the title clearly one more time.
The id paradox.
The id paradox. I'm showing it to you, ladies and gentlemen, on the screen because a lot of you may have gotten it a little confused when he said it the first time because I did. And it's the id paradox. Okay, you may continue. I'm sorry. I got caught up with the title, and I didn't want people to assume that it was a it.
That is quite all right. People look at it and say the ID paradox.
Yeah, right,
and
right.
would kick myself for not asking it to be in uppercase, lowercase lettering, but it's too late now.
No. It came out exactly the way it should have. And you know why I'm going to say that is because it brings attention to it.
Okay.
It brings attention to it. I look at the positive things. See, that's why me and my wife get along so well because she points out the worst part of a scenario or a situation, and I always point out the best part. So we always, there's a reason, and it's and I'm gonna tell you this: if it was supposed to be ID, you would have had I dot D dot.
Pastor Randy, I have to stop you because most amazing thing is happening. I have a deer in my backyard.
Really?
I have never seen that before. He's sniffing at the bird feeders.
Can you go take a picture? I mean, I would, because that's how we move. I mean, I'll talk until you get back. No, I mean that's how we move. Because you take a picture, you mention that, and then you'll take a picture and send it to me, and I'll put it up on the screen. You can say, "See." But I mean, it's amazing you to see a deer sniffing at your bird feed, huh?
Yeah. Oh, he saw me.
Uh-oh.
He saw me.
He's gone. He's gone.
Let's see if I can. Well, it's pretty far in the distance, but
wow.
If I can send that to you.
Wow, man, I wanted to see that. I wanted the people to see it. See, one thing about what we do here on GMAP Broadcast Network is so amazing to me. And it's because we are so spontaneous. We just do things that basically should be done. I don't follow anyone's direction. I run this race in my broadcasting career, my journey, and I literally run the race with what they call the blinders on. And I wear the blinders because I don't want to see what everybody else is doing. I want to base my challenges on what it is that I face and not what everybody else is facing. I'm telling you, you are going to lay down tonight, Jan, and you're going to think about this. I wonder what it would be like to release the very first official video book. Because I'm going to be thinking about it.
Sounds like a great project to me.
It would be an outstanding project because it's not a movie, but you will get an opportunity to be an actor.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's what you've always wanted. And you know what's going to happen? Somebody's going to see that video book. And instead of you getting doors closed in your face, you're going to receive the opportunity to close the door in some of the people's face that are trying to reach you. Oh, no, man. That's not
mine, Lord.
Huh?
Vengeance is mine.
Man, you are something else. Oh, it said in his word, I became all things to all men. And this is the opportunity that you have a passion for. You made a decision to. I'm telling you, it's something that's meant for you. It's something that's meant for you. So then we go from book to book to book, and then we see a deer in the backyard. We get back on the video book. Now, after the id paradox, what was your next publication?
Song for the Forsaken. That's the one that I told you about, the one-act play I wrote with the two sisters. I made a novel.
Now, I'm showing it to you, ladies and gentlemen, on the screen. And, of course, Song for the Forsaken. And, of course, I have all these books listed. And this cover is so different because it seemed like it's drawn. Why is that?
Well, I just asked a dear friend of mine who is unfortunately no longer with us to someone I taught English to. She was from Colombia, and we would get together on Sunday afternoons, and I would teach her English. But she was an artist. She needed work, and so I said, well, the last person I had design a cover I paid $600 to. How
Right.
about I do that?
Right. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, Jan.
Hmm.
You just proved my point. And I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
You looked at a young lady who had a passion and a tremendous talent to do something.
Hmm.
You elevated that talent to make it visual to the rest of the world in your own way by giving her the opportunity to do the art for your cover. You get it?
That is just wonderful to hear.
You did. Just like we're talking about this video book thing. You're gonna hear that. You're gonna hear that so much in the next couple of months. It's gonna be like, man, what have I gotten myself into? But you gave her the opportunity. Now you're teaching her. I think you said you were teaching her what, English?
Uh-huh.
You're teaching her English to find out that she's an artist. And then you elevated teaching her to helping create an opportunity for her talent.
Hmm.
I think it's kind of like the same thing I just did to you.
I think, yeah.
I looked at your passion and something came to me. Now we're creating an opportunity to elevate your talent. Because you can't let it go. Even if you go and get $1 billion investors and try to do what it is that's on your heart, in your heart and on your mind right now, you know deep down inside, Jan, that a video book is an outstanding idea.
It, it truly is. It truly is.
I think so. Wow.
It never occurred to me, and it's an idea waiting to happen.
And it never occurred to me either. And I'm telling you, if it had not been for this conversation right here and right now, I still never would have thought about it. And I always say why it's so special to be a part of the GMAP Broadcast Network featured authors family, because on in our featured authors area, you're not going to find 1,000 books, and there's a very limited amount. Now, go to Amazon and look up books and authors, and see how many books and authors pop up. It's probably unlimited.
Hmm.
You got so many, and there's no way you can go on to Amazon and just go on there looking for books. There's no way you're gonna view all of them because there's so many.
Yeah.
And then you got authors writing so many books, so you can get stuck at one author, but yet you got 11.7 million more books to see.
That's my problem. There are so many books,
Yeah.
wonderful books to read, and so little time.
Right. But if you could watch them. Oh man, you heard that, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
If you can watch them. Even if the words man, I just elevated to a whole new level, a whole new dimension.
Yeah.
Because even if the words come at the bottom of the screen, you can still read the book.
Hmm. Yeah.
If you want to watch the book, open your eyes and look at the screen. If you want to hear the book, close your eyes and
There
listen.
you go.
So you're getting everything. Oh man, Jan, you know what? We're gonna have to go into meetings and conferences, and we're gonna have to deny some people the opportunity to be a part of this. So we're gonna get the opportunity to close the door a few times. I'm just saying. So we elevated to song for The Forsaken.
Hmm.
And you gave that young lady an opportunity to show her talent. Man, I am so grateful for that. And she did a fabulous job on that cover. Let me show that to you again, ladies and gentlemen. This is the next book in the collage of one of our the GMAP Broadcast Network featured author. I call him Mr. Jan, and it's Notzon, just so you know, Mr. Jan Notzon, and of course I call him Mr. Jan because I don't want anybody to get him confused. All right, there's a lot of young ladies out there named Jan,
That's true.
so I always call him Mr. Jan. You know, so I don't want you to look at him and say, well, where's the female? Or where's his wife? Or where's his daughter? Or where's his niece? Or something. I want you to see who Mr. Jan is. So that's why I'm showing that fabulous picture with your smile. You look like an actor. You look like that. I can't remember that movie, Law and Order or something. You look like his brother. All right.
Yeah.
So you can make a special guest appearance on the show as his brother. Okay. So you gave her the opportunity, and she did a fabulous job. And I'm just, Song for the Forsaken. Once again, if you stop by our broadcast network platform, you'll see a copy of the publication right there. As a matter of fact, I have all of the publications in that area right there on the top. You can just click on that cover. What do you call it? Cover flyer, or you can scan it. You can scan it. It will take you to the necessary location, which I believe is the website of Mr. Jan Notzon. And, of course, you will learn so much more about the author as well as each individual publication. And I'm encouraging each and every one of you right here before we move on, show your love, care, concern, and support. Purchase a copy of not one, but all of the publications offered by Mr. Jan. And when you do so, every time you read one, go back. Take 5 minutes out of your super busy schedule as you sit at home and watch television and leave a review. Please, you're just watching TV. That's your busy time in life. Leave a review. Leave a review. Tell them that for me one time, Mr. Jan.
Oh, please. I just ache to hear what you think about what I write.
Yeah.
My best friend calls me and he asks me about my latest book, and it's just, it is so enriching. It is so wonderful to hear what other people think about my work.
Yeah.
I want to tell a good story. The cream, the gravy, it's if I get you to think about your life, think about life in general. Because that's, if I may, I can read just a short piece from To Sing Like a Mockingbird that will tell you, what I am aiming for.
You do not have to ask me twice. The floor is yours.
What is it that we ultimately seek? What drives some to bloody conquest, others to the insatiable pursuit of wealth, and still others to a voracious quest for fame or simple notoriety? How comes it that there are those completely fulfilled by a life of quiet contemplation and prayer, and others by one of constant danger? Those who swoon at the thought of mortal combat with bullets flying, grenades exploding, the seductive smell of sulfur and napalm. Is it the excitement or the feeling of noble purpose and brotherhood that so fills their souls to completion? That tells you what I go for.
And I was getting ready to sit back, and I'm telling you the truth. I was getting ready to sit back and enjoy the moment because I closed my eyes as I imagined what I was seeing, which is what I'm gonna see in the video book. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I mention that out loud? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. But I can only imagine because you do realize that as we read books, we visualize what's taking place.
Yes, we do.
I mean, I know I do. I mean, any book, I can read the Bible, and I'm trying to. I mean, when I read the thing about Jesus visiting the young lady at the well, I'm visualizing that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, mind you, pastors do not go and visit a prostitute at the well now, because you will go viral. So I'm just saying,
Good advice.
I just want to let them know that we can't do the same things that Jesus went through as he walked the face of this earth, because we're in a different time frame, and people have cameras on their phone, and
we're fine.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so I'm imagining that with bullets flying and all that. Imagine seeing that in a scene.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot, and people even do it. Well, I can't really say they do in their book trailers, because people are always creating book trailers, but they're not creating book trailers with scenes from their book.
That's true.
So they're just trying to create a visual appearance that promotes the book, but not a visual appearance of something that took place in the book. See, there's another avenue that we're going to have to break down. We're going to have to start an LLC, Jan, because now we're going to have different areas in our company that's going to be doing different things for authors, that it's going to be ridiculous, man. I mean, I don't want to close. I don't want to close the door in author's face. So I'm not going to close the door. I'm just going to ask you to patiently stand in line, and we'll get to you.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't do anything else, we're going to give you a shot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to close the door in your face and not give you a shot. That's my guarantee. That's our guarantee there.
There you go.
We're not gonna close the door on anybody. Let's put it this way: what would we be like if Jesus closed the door in our face?
Right.
Oh my goodness! I started a whole new conversation, didn't I? All right.
Well, sometimes God. There's an expression in Spanish: God does not close the door without opening a window.
Ah. So that
my door was acting. I look back on it now, and I realize I was being guided, because I got an agent who wanted to work with just 6 to 8 actors and really build careers.
Mm-hmm.
And that was in the early 80s, and a couple of months afterwards he died of AIDS. So I was out of that, and then I went to Kingman Gantz agency,
right? And
they're a good agency, and Joe Gantz was really wild about my work and ready to go. And then a week later, she got married and left the business.
Oh wow!
And then I got to do what are called a workshop with Kingman. Okay. And he said, I don't have work for anyone except Jan Notzon. I can't ignore his talent.
Oh, wow.
And then when I had a one-on-one with him, he said, Jan, I have somebody exactly your type. I can only send you on the odd thing that he doesn't want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right.
Wow. By that time, I was ready to get out of New York City. I never felt at home there. It's too busy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And that's the same way I feel. People are wondering why. When I was involved with Chicago radio, why didn't I stay in Chicago?
Mm-hmm.
And you hit it right on the head. It was too busy.
Yeah.
And with that much busyness going on around you, I would have never been able to focus.
Right.
I would have got sidetracked. I would have found reasons to get sidetracked.
Yeah.
Hey, I saw something happen. I'm going to go see instead of sitting at home or sitting in my office or in the studio and doing what I'm supposed to do. So I understand that. You said New York, you was in New York, it was too busy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, moving right along as we bypassed all the great, I mean great, and ye shall be as gods, song for the forsaken, you know, uh, the id paradox. There's more. What was after that? What was next?
Next was Suffer Not the Mole People.
Suffer not the mole people.
Yes.
Things that make you go, hmm. Tell us about it.
Yeah, that's definitely a definite story behind it. First of all, that was a 95% fictionalized version of my father's family's immigration from Poland in the 19th century.
Okay, okay. Hmm.
And let's see, he would have been my great grandfather, was the first in his family to learn to read there in Poland. And he tells the story. He gets a sense that the protagonist, who is his grandson, uh, Alexander, doesn't appreciate family because there's a lot of tension in that family. And he doesn't really know how important family is. And he tells the story of the mole people who look for children. They're subterranean, underground. They live there, and they look for children that are cynical and unhappy and don't appreciate their families, and they
Right, right.
suck them down and eat them up.
Wow.
And so that's where the title comes from.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and as I said before, dudes and dudettes. It's amazing because we're winding up on what we call the first part one of our live on-air conversation with Mr. Jan Notzon. And, of course, this has almost been a 1 hour session, believe it or not, and it seems like it's only been 10 minutes. And I tell you, we're going to come up with a part two, and during part two, we're going to continue to move forward with some outstanding past journey experiences, and we're going to move into some of the things such as what's next for Mr. Jan Notzon as he continues his quest to be an author. And we're excited about that because the next conversation that we're scheduling is going to be via video form, and we're gonna, give him the opportunity. We're gonna give him a heads up. I'm gonna give you a heads up. I'm gonna give you a few minutes to show us your acting abilities. Yeah, so you're gonna, Jan. You're gonna have to go into actor mode next time. You're gonna have to listen to me. You're gonna have to draw out a scene in your mind. You're going to have to share that scene with our viewers and listeners before you act it out.
Sounds great.
Yeah. Because somebody's going to be watching. And I go back to my time starting and beginning radio, and I'm going to tell you briefly, I sent a tape in to a radio station to guest star for Tom Joyner. Tom Joyner was one of the number one radio personalities in the country. And I said to myself, what can I do that I feel nobody else is doing? And I just couldn't come up with anything. So they said, send your tape in, Jan. They told us, send our tapes in So, and give us your experiences as a radio host. So, I said, okay, I'm going to be a radio host. Now, mind you, I recorded the radio station for a couple of hours to hear what they were doing. And I said, So I did my hostship, and I went through the process of being the radio host for that day. But they said as they were getting all the tapes in, then they got over 1,600 tapes.
Oh, my Lord.
They said two things made me stand out from the other 1,499 tapes. One, when I sent my tape in, it was in a book box. It was in a huge box with nothing inside the box except my cassette tape. So imagining opening that box and all you see is a little bitty tape taped down at the bottom of the box. That was number one. Number two, I had recorded the station. I had did my test tape, as you can call it, my sample. That's what I presented. And I had recorded their people. So I was being the host, 107.5 WGCI Radio in Chicago. Hey, here's Gene Sparrow with today's weather on the show. So I would say, here's Gene Sparrow, and then I would push the tape and let Gene Sparrow talk. I wasn't trying to be the weatherman. I wasn't trying to be the sportscaster. I wasn't trying to be the news anchor. I was trying to be the host. So I let them do their job as I did mine. Out of 1,500 tapes, no one else did that. Separation. What can you do that's going to separate you from the rest? Let me give you a hint, Jan. Video book.
Video book.
Nobody else is doing it.
No.
You can be the first. And you don't have to do it in an amazing way that's going to take up a lot of time. Grab a few good scenes in your book, and the rest of the way as you read, you can come up with illustrations, you can come up with pictures, you can come up with just placing the wording on the screen. You can come up with so many ideas. And then as you continue to read, you go off into a scene that shows what you're reading. You don't act, and you act it out. You don't have to say a word really, unless you want to. And then you take away the words and you act out the scene and you speak the scene and you present. Oh my goodness, man, we're going to go a long way with this. You think we got enough time left in our life to really appreciate this?
I hope so.
I do too. So. All right. Well, I mean, we got just a few more minutes before we do that. I gotta go. I gotta get to through the process of the book, and we went "Suffer Not the Mole People," and I believe there's a couple of more that was on your list following that one. And what was the next one?
Oh, what was the next one? Is it to sing like a mockingbird?
Nope.
What?
Only.
Oh, only yeah.
How could I remember that and you didn't? I don't know. I'm following you closer than you think.
You definitely are.
Only
the dead know the end of war. That's a quote from Plato.
Wow. I'm showing it to you on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. And it's amazing because I tell you, when you get so much going on, you lose track. And yeah, well, we're still going to get to, Sing Like a Mockingbird. Yeah, that's that. But there was one more book that was there, and I'm showing it to you on our screen right now. Once again, we are here on the GMAP Broadcast Network, GMAP1.com, with one of our featured authors, my friend, author, Mr. Jan Notzon. We have went through a copy of the process of showing you the publications. Only that And of course, we want you to show your love, care, concern, and support. We know time is getting thin. We had an hour open on each of our partnered networks, and we thank God for them on today. And once again, we are going to be doing a part 2 of this conversation, and we're going to go more into detail. We're going to have Mr. Jan on video screen so that we can make it convenient so you can see additionally his acting abilities. I'm putting him on the spot right there, but I'm giving him a week or two heads up. We're going to see his acting ability, and hey, who knows? We may even have him do a scene from one of his books. You know.
Hey, for what a ham I am.
Hey, oh, I want to see what a ham you are.
Oh,
I don't want
to.
He said you will. You know, I don't want to hear it because I'm talking to you. I can tell you anything, but I can't show you anything. Got to think about that.
Yep.
You know, like they say on the internet, oh, the internet is a horrible place. No, it's not. The internet is a great place. It's the people that's making it horrible.
That's true of everything in life.
Everything. You know, I hate when people say, oh, the internet is dangerous. Facebook creates more divorce than divorce court. No. The people on Facebook are creating that madness. That's why
it's all what you do with it.
That's right. And it's all, I mean, I tell you, and I'm grateful because I am, you know, I'm celebrating 20 years of marriage with my wife as of July 16th. And they told,
congratulations. That is wonderful.
That is amazing because I have been a faithful, determined, intimate, dedicated husband to my wife for over 20 years. And I told my wife, I said, you know why that works so well? She said, why, honey? I said, because I feel still like we're on our honeymoon. You know, and you only get that chance one time.
Yeah.
To go on a real honeymoon, you never get a second chance to make a first impression.
Yeah.
You never get a second chance to go on your first honeymoon.
That's right.
You know, and I'm still there. 20 years later, I'm still on my honeymoon. And she said, wow. You know, I said, because there's no better way to look at you than the day we got married. Because you had that glow. That, oh man, don't get me started. I'll go into a whole other scenario. All right. Only the Dead. I tell you, that's another book. And then we followed that one up, Jan, with
Sing Like a Mockingbird.
To Sing Like a Mockingbird. That's the one that's currently been released. And of course, we want you guys, I'm telling you, I want you guys to pay attention real closely to the cover of To Sing Like a Mockingbird. And of course, we want you to continue. We want you to tune in next week because we're going to have a part 2 of this conversation with Mr. Jan Notzon. And of course, I'm excited about it because I'm excited for him. You know, when you get an opportunity to speak with somebody that embraces ideas. Jan, before I let you go on today, I tell you, there's going to be some fabulous, fabulous things that are going to come out of this conversation. I'm going to send you a copy of this real soon. I might have to break it up in 2 pieces because it's a long interview. It's a long conversation. So, but it's okay. I'm loving it. And when you can do a conversation for a little over an hour and still have a lot to talk about, you know you're doing pretty good. Before we let you go, we want you to share your information, your website, how people could purchase a copy of one or all of your publications, and give the details about how you can be contacted. I'm moving over, and Jan Notzon, the floor is yours.
My website is my name, all lowercase, jannotzon.com, JANNOTZON.com. My books are available. You know, some are available on more than one venue. Always Amazon, your local bookstore. And I encourage you to support your local independent bookstore. Mine is Park Road Books here in Charlotte, North Carolina. And, you know, that's important. A local bookstore that is part of the community. And my email is jan@jannotzon.com. I look forward to hearing your comments, your questions. I love questions. I love comments. I love reviews. So by all means.
And you know what, Jan? I'm going to do this. I'm going to make it even better for them. I'm going to tell them that on next week or the week after, or soon and very soon, hopefully we can do this the same time next week. I'm going to open the phone lines for all of you who are tuned in on today and or you want to tune in next week and have questions that you would like to ask. And this is only questions after his debut appearance on GMAP/WKTS radio, providing us with his tremendous acting abilities. Oh yeah. I'm not gonna let you get away with it that easy. So I'm gonna be re-airing this conversation in about 30 minutes, and you're gonna be able to see this conversation in its entirety as we prepare for next week, giving you all an opportunity to go get your cup of coffee, a glass of juice, some tea, some water, maybe a snack. Sit back, relax, and enjoy as we conversate with one of the GMAP Broadcast Network featured authors, Mr. Jan Notzon. Once again, you can stop by our platform at GMAP1.com. That is GMAP, the number 1.com. And, of course, click on the tab up top that is simply titled Featured Authors. You'll see a copy. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you exactly what it is you're going to be seeing. You'll see a copy of this flyer, author Jan Notzon, and you're going to see an opportunity or a way to scan, and then you're going to see a copy of every last one of his publications from the beginning to end, and you can click on that, and it will take you to the necessary location to find out more intimate information and details about the author as well as the publication. He did mention all of those wonderful locations for you to show your support, but I'm going to make it even easier because we're not going to allow you to forget about little old GMAP Broadcast Network down here in the lower left-hand corner in small print. They tell me, Jan, that small print sometimes is the most important print on the paper. With that being said, you can go to GMAP1.com, click on Featured Authors, and click on this amazing cover that I'm showing you on our screen, author Jan Notzon, with all of his publications listed there, showing them to you. Click on that, and it will take you where you need to go in order to show your love, care, concern, and most importantly, your support. And of course, when you do that, don't forget, for him, for me, and everybody that may be on the outside looking in, it would be a tremendous thing for you to do if you would just simply leave a review. Period. You know how he said ... I'm saying period. Leave a review. All right. And again, I want to just take time out. I'll be reaching out to you shortly because I am getting a tremendous amount of text. That's why I want to open the phone lines next week, and even the chat box. I'm going to place that on the site so people can chat and or text or call next week when we chat with you again. I closed the chat today because I didn't want them to be bothering me while I talk with you. So once again, we appreciate you. We appreciate your time. We appreciate you accepting the invitation. And I tell you, things are just going to snowball and elevate from this point. I thank you so much for being here. Looking forward to hearing from you again. I'll be in touch with you soon. And again, in about 20 minutes, I'll be re-airing this conversation on GMAP1.com in its entirety for those that want to check it out from the beginning. If you may have missed a few portions of it, you'll be able to get a chance. And Jen, I want to thank you, man, for being here, okay?
Oh, Pastor Kevin, thank you so much. That was a wonderful opportunity, first of all, but it was just a wonderful conversation that I have learned from. Thank you.
Oh, my goodness. And we appreciate that. And we always say, to God be the glory. You know, yes. He directs, and he gives us an opportunity to do what we should do. and not what we want to do sometimes. Because some of the times we want to do something that we shouldn't do. And he gave us the strength to move forward, and he allowed the appropriate things to come out of my mouth to share with you, and vice versa. So I always say, we thank you, but to God be the glory. Looking forward to talking with you again soon. We want you to have a fantabulous rest of your afternoon. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, in about 20 minutes, I'll be re-airing this conversation in its entirety. So we want you to keep it locked. Call someone, share it with someone, contact a family, a friend, a follower, and say, yep, they're doing it again. Tune in. GMAP Broadcast Network. Until next time, peace. God bless you, Jan. We'll talk to you soon. Have a blessed day, okay?
And you as well.
God bless you, sir.
God bless you.
Mr. Jan Notzon, one of the GMAP featured authors, right here on the #1 station in the nation, GMAP Broadcast Network and WKTS Radio in Waukegan. Yours truly, Pastor Kevin, doing what I love because I love what I'm doing right here on the show.